Oh, hey, didn't see you there. I'm Dr. D. Today we're going to be taking a wide, long, and illustrious tour of environmental science and take a specific look at the volcano Mount Tambora. Mount Tambora erupted in 1815 and ever since has remained one of the most popular volcanoes in modern history. Let's check it out. To start this lesson off, does anybody have any questions about Mount Tambora? Gabitha?
What happened in 1815?
Funny that you asked that question. On April 10th, 1815, let's just say Mount Tambora erupted. First of all, pumice rocks flying everywhere. This is just an example of a pumice rock, but imagine 1,000 degrees hotter. Love the smell of fresh pumice. So besides the fresh pumice are everywhere, flying all over the volcano, we also have ash everywhere. Now between this ash and pumice, it's just the beginning. And then we have 3 columns of huge flames fly everywhere, creating the eruption of Mount Tambora. Mount Tambora was no volcano to mess with, as you can see. Pumice rock, ash, and 3 huge columns of fire. Mount Tambora is a legendary volcano. That was a great question, Gabitha. Any more questions? Kiraba.
How strong is Mount Tambora?
Great question. Mount Tambora was a scale 7 on the Volcanic Explosivity Index. That's almost 4 times the amount of power of the infamous 1883 volcano, Krakatoa. Well, you may be asking yourself the question right now, how do gigantic volcanoes like Mount Tambora happen? Well, here's your answer. As you can see here, we have a diagram of tectonic plates, which are Earth's crust and rigid upper mantle broken into enormous slabs, which we call tectonic plates. When 2 of these tectonic plates collide at a convergent boundary, the magma rises due to the increase in heat, creating the volcano's vent, which in result creates a volcano massive, the size like Mount Tambora. Mount Tambora was in repose for 5,000 years before its eruption in 1815. Today, Mount Tambora is an active stratovolcano in the Tambora Islands in Indonesia. On the geophysical world map here, you can see Mount Tambora right here in Indonesia. Is that not good enough for you? What about right here? Mount Tambora, Indonesia, should be all good. No! Oh, it's not good. Here you go, Mount Tambora, close up. Still not good? Alright, can't get any better picture than this right here. Mount Tambora is clearly not a small volcano, and you could tell just by a single eruption, it can cause a lot of effects on this world. Back to Mount Tambora. Before its eruption in 1815, Mount Tambora was in repose for 5,000 years. But once that 1815 eruption occurred, there were plenty of side effects. So we're going to take a look right now at the short term. With 50 to 150 cubic kilometers of magma released from the volcano, villages were devastated. As you can see here, villages were underground and people died, harvests died, and along with a killer tsunami, things were not in good shape. There were plenty of other short-term side effects that occurred just from these 2 alone, but we'll talk about that a little later and how that affected the actual people. Here's the major long-term consequence. The effects from the Mount Tambora eruption were felt around the world. It released so much sulfur into the atmosphere that the entire planet was cooled. In fact, the following year was known as the year without a summer. Even snow fell in Quebec in the middle of summer, and persistent fog obscured much of the northeastern United States. The average annual temperature dropped by 0.4 to 0.7 degrees Celsius. This put the entire planet in a minor state of chaos for years to come. Let's get back to something I mentioned before and talk about how Mount Tambora affected the people. Directly, Mount Tambora killed 10,000 people, but the 0.4, 0.7 degrees Celsius temperature drop greatly impacted the surrounding people directly by causing famine, the destruction of crops, and the destruction of villages and homes. Indirectly, as I mentioned before, this temperature drop also altered people's ways of living around the planet. Altogether, this volcano greatly added to the casualty number, taking it approximately to 100,000 deaths, making Mount Tambora one of the most deadliest volcanoes in the history of this planet. You shoot, Eddie. What? Hey, what's up, guys? You caught me off guard there again, but I'm Dr. D. Today we looked at Mount Tambora, one of the most deadly and costliest volcanoes in the history of the planet. And we started from how it happened to its effects and how it affected people. I think it's fair to come to the conclusion that Mount Tambora was not your ordinary volcano that you may hear about, but actually led to 10,000 deaths directly and 100,000 direct deaths indirectly through famine, the destruction of crops, and the destruction of homes. We can take a look at Mount Tambora and reflect, see not only how it affected the world then, but how we can learn from that disaster and how it can affect the planet today. Dr. D, and until next time, enjoy environmental science.
I came to dance, 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 dance. I hit the floor cause that's my
love
plans,
environmental
plans,
science.
plans. I'm wearing all my...
And the infamous 1883, I messed this up, times the amount of power as the infamous 1883 Valkona. I forget what I'm saying. Mount Tambora was in repo. Can you stop? Don't mad. Mount Tambora was in repose for 5,000 years after 1815. Let's take a look.